I'm only
Yeah.
here. Hi. How are you
Hi,
doing?
sir. I'm
All
doing
well?
good. How about you, sir?
Good to see you. Good to
So
see you
you're
after
completely
many, many
busy with
days.
your yeah. You're completely busy with your works. I could see. I don't want to disturb you all the time, actually.
No, that's okay. That's okay. You're all doing good work. I'm sure you're doing great. So, good to see you. I'm very happy to see your work on all those good things which you're doing. I
Thank you.
read that you've recently you become a doctor now. Huh? You are an
No,
honorary
it's
doctorate in
it's
education.
honorary doctorate, actually. Yeah.
I feel you can write a doctor, right? So now you are Dr. Shyam. So very good to know, Dr. Shyam. You've at a young age you've got that honorary doctorate. Congratulations for that, and it's happy to know that all the good work that you're doing to help those who are needy. I'm very happy to see that. I'm happy to see that young people like you
Thank you, sir.
exist and take the burden of the world. You know, a lot of youngsters ask what India can do for me. These days we are asking, what can
Exactly.
government give us? What can India give
Exactly.
us? What can world give us? I think that you are asking the opposite question: what can I give to the world? It's
Exactly.
amazing, and I congratulate you for that. Right?
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on live today. It's been 4 years, been meeting you, actually. So we met
Yeah, it's
you
been
at
4 years.
last. Yeah, it's been 4 years,
I
actually.
know,
It's
I know.
almost
We
four
met
years.
at library, that Coimbatore library, right? That's where you met me.
Exactly, sir. You came on that day, actually. That was the first day when I met you, actually. So that I just
Yeah.
wanted to go on live for the next session, actually. So episode 4 is on live today. So
Mhm.
we have been adding up so many youngsters to watch this live, actually. So they are all inspired by all your works you are doing, and so it's great opportunity for all of us to go on live with you and to talk so many things about your journeys, your way of experiencing things in a different way, and your way of doing things. You're always unique in doing things, so I believe in that, actually. To
Mhm.
introduce about sir, everyone knows sir very well, actually. So but still, I just wanted to give a short note about him. And yeah, sir completed his electrical engineering from Institute of Engineering and Technology, Lucknow. So then he went on to IIM Ahmedabad to complete his do his PG. Then he was a gold medalist there, actually. So that has to be noted all the time. So then he started working closely with Dr. Kalam, sir, actually. So he's biggest inspiration for all the youngsters and all the kiddies across the globe, actually. So it's again a big dream for all of us to even meet Kalam, sir, actually. So how far was the experience for you to work with Kalam, sir, and how you became an advisor for Kalam, sir? That's again a biggest dream for everyone, sir. Yeah.
No, so okay, if I got your question correctly, because the voice cracked in the middle, you're asking how did I get to work with Dr. Kalam, right? That's what you're
Exactly.
asking.
Exactly.
The thing is, in 2008, when I was in the second year of IIM Ahmedabad, I was doing my management. I was a student president as well back then.
Very
So
nice.
we had called Dr. Kalam to teach a course. Now, 2008, Dr. Kalam had just finished his presidency.
Okay.
So I mailed him and we asked him if he could join us to give a lecture. And there was one professor of mine who also sort of led the movement. His name was Professor Anil Gupta.
All right.
And then we got Dr. Kalam to teach a course. And that's how I got to know him for the first time in 2008. And he came in September, I remember. The class was in September, October, and November. So 2 classes each month.
All
He
right.
took 6 classes, and that was his course, which was called GRIT, Globalizing
Okay.
Resurgent India through
Okay.
Innovative Transformation. So
Very
that
nice.
GRIT course is something he taught me, and other students were also there. But because I
Okay.
was a student president, I had more access, so I could meet him at the airport. I could go and drop him at the
All
airport.
right.
I could greet him. Got to know each other better. And then in
Nice.
2009, when I graduated, I started working with Boston Consulting Group, and through that to UN. And but then when I met Dr. Kalam after having graduated, and I was a gold medalist, I went to him with the gold medal, and I told him, "Sir, I've got a gold medal." So he said, "Why don't you use that gold medal to do something good for the country?" Right?
That's great.
Medals are
Okay.
responsibility.
Exactly.
Now I don't know what to do. So I told him, "Sir, what do you suggest?" He said, "We can work together."
Oh, very nice.
So
Very
I was
nice.
fabulous. So I initially started as an intern. So I said, "Okay, I'll take a break from my job and I'll work like an intern
Okay.
in your office." But that internship went into something else. So I left my job eventually, and then
Very nice.
2009 onwards also, I started working with him as an advisor. Initially as an OSD, then as an advisor with
All
Dr.
right. All
Kalam.
right.
And we worked on so many projects. I mean, we had no limit on any sector. So
Exactly.
energy we worked in healthcare, we also worked on viruses. You know, this coronavirus is here. So
Very
we
nice.
also did a lot of work with RP. RP is the American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin.
Very
So
nice.
these are
Okay.
Indian doctors who are living in US, and they have
US.
the biggest organization is up.
All right.
We worked with them. We worked with space solar power. We worked with neutrinos, nuclear plants. So many things happened ever since then, right? But the beginning. So what I want to tell you, all
Okay.
your youngsters who are here,
Yes.
you should not be afraid to try.
Exactly.
Sometimes the convenient thing is to do your job. And I'm not saying doing a job is bad. You should do your job. You should do your job the best. But
Exactly.
if there's some dream in you which is hidden or which you have never been able to fulfill, now is a good time to do that because there's lockdown and all those things are
Exactly.
there.
There are so many
So,
opportunities present actually.
yeah, you're working from home. You have more time. You're saving at least
Exactly.
3 hours in travel every day. You have to dress up. You have to
Yeah.
go to office in a communication, and you get tired
Exactly.
because of that. Add that together.
Exactly.
That's 3 hours a day. Every week you're saving
True.
20 hours. Now, what are you doing with that? Can you chase your dream with that 20 hours? The extra hours of
Exactly.
20, what could you do? Right? So
So,
don't be afraid to chase your dreams ever in your life. As soon as possible as you can. It's nothing like it.
all right. That's great. That's great to
Okay, Shyam,
hear from you
over to you.
actually. Yeah. So you have started working with him from 2009 up to 2015. I hope so. Am I right, sir? So
Till the last
that
day.
day, yeah,
Till his last day.
it's the last day. So yeah. So you've been authored so many books actually. So I've been inspired by all your books, but still I haven't started
Mhm.
reading any of your books actually. So, but still I'm not a good reader. You have been co-authoring so many books with Dr. Kalam sir as well. So how was the experience co-authoring the books with him, and what made you to write books actually?
No, I think it's I have a few actually.
All right.
A book which he wrote. It's called Reignited.
Yeah,
Okay.
reignited. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this one was the last children book. This book, this is Advantage India,
Advantage
right?
India.
There's one more book which is somewhere here, I don't know where. But that book is called Target 3 Billion. Three
Targets.
books he co-authored. Writing a book with, in any case, is not very easy. Okay.
Okay.
You have to read a lot. If you want to write well, you have to read well.
Read a lot.
If you have not read, then what will you write? And writing
Exactly.
requires you imagination, especially if you're working with Dr. Kalam. He was a very imaginative person. His
Okay.
mind was always in imagination. That imagination is very important and you have to capture it. Okay. So you have to look at 5 different things, something from history, something from science, something from
Exactly.
politics, something from something, and you have to add them together. You have
So
to
put
find the
together,
common thread.
it's mingled
Yes, you have to
together.
build a story.
All right.
Yeah, you have to build a story. So if anyone of you is thinking of writing books now or in the future, read books. If you don't read, you can't write. As
Okay.
simple as that. And don't try to write grand. Start with
Okay.
something small.
Okay.
Okay, that story should be end to end in your head, even if it's a
All right.
non-fiction. Whatever
All
has to
right.
go, broad structure should be there, and then only you should start writing. Otherwise, what happens is that you'll start writing and then you'll hit a roadblock, and then you'll give up the
Exactly.
book. So
Exactly.
that's the thing. And Dr. Kalam was someone, when he wrote, he knew what is going to come out at the end.
All
So
right.
imagine what is going to come out. Imagine yourself in the shoes of a reader. Do you like what is written? Does it make sense? Would it be interesting? Is it too
Yeah.
difficult? Is it too
Exactly.
easy? Is it,
It's not.
sometimes
It's
you
not going to be
I've
easy.
heard,
Obviously.
some are there which have one good chapter, but
Okay.
other 11 chapters are basically run of the mill same thing. So you should
Exactly.
not do that injustice. You should be very, the reader has invested money in you, right? More than
Exactly.
money, he's invested time in you. He's holding
Time
that book.
to read a book.
He could have slept, he could have watched Netflix. He's not doing that.
Exactly.
He's reading your books. He's given you the gift of time and gift of
Exactly.
attention. So you should, okay. So that's very
Okay.
important.
That's great. So how
Mhm.
was your the journey for the years with Kalam actually? So how was your journey experience with Kalam, sir? So can you share
No,
few
as I
things
told you,
about?
these are very, obviously these are great moments. All of
Okay,
them are. All
that's
six,
great.
7 years I spent were wonderful. But at the same time, they're also very challenging because you have to be on your
Exactly.
toes. The best part is when you work with someone like Dr. Kalam, you only meet people who are good. You meet youngsters who have
Exactly.
energy. You meet people who have ideas, and you meet
True.
entrepreneurs who are honest.
True.
You meet officers who are honest.
True.
Even those honest, those politicians who may have been dishonest, they become honest in front of him. So they only talk good things, right?
Person.
You
Exactly.
are a filter of goodness. Everything which comes to you is in a good form. is in a
Exactly.
constructive form, is in a creative form. And that's the beauty of working with Dr. Kalam. So every
Kalam.
time you do that, that's how it is. And I think, great people like Dr. Kalam, they have a great personal life. So it's
Okay.
not, you don't become great just by writing books
Your
or researching
yeah.
missiles or whatever. Or even become great by becoming a great human being in your personal life. So you have to be
Personal life as well.
this kindness. So Dr. Kalam was 100% of the time he was kind, he was graceful, he had gratitude. The way he would
Yeah.
say thank
Once.
you, the way he would thank people, way he would reach out to people with humility. Doesn't matter if the person whom we call a gardener,
True.
he would never call me gardener or driver. He'll say the driver is a person who takes care of my direction. Drivers takes care.
That's brilliant.
Sarathi. Bhagwan Shri Krishna was also a Sarathi, right? If Arjun said he's my driver, that would have
Yeah.
been so bad. So the same way he said he's like a Sarathi,
He's not.
he's
He's not
taking
a
you where
driver.
you
Yeah.
want to go. Hmm. And the same way
Exactly.
the gardener
So
is not a gardener, he's the caretaker of the natural beauty in your house. So he's the one
that's
who's
great.
responsible
That's
for lovely flowers and trees. He's giving you oxygen in that way, right? If trees are giving you oxygen and the gardener is giving water to trees, then the gardener is giving you oxygen
exactly.
indirectly. Correct?
So he
Value
loves
these people. So
humans.
I think,
Yeah. He loves everyone
and not
basically. So
humans.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Not just humans, but also
Yeah.
birds, bees,
Birds.
birds. If you look
Everything.
at
Yeah.
bees, if there were no bees, you would have no food. If you
Exactly.
remove all the bees from the planet,
Then
in one
obviously
year, you will die out of hunger
exactly.
because no bees, no fruits, no pollination. If no pollination,
True.
finished, right? So
True.
those are the kind of things which is silent this offer. Those are things which are very important. That's why gratitude is important, and gratitude should be bigger. Dr. Kalam had a lot of gratitude for trees. He wrote
Mm.
poems on trees. Life Tree, he wrote a poem on. Because he said the trees are silently giving life to everyone. And they're not taking anything. No, what do they
Exactly.
ask? Tree don't ask you anything. All they say, don't cut me. Otherwise, water, I will manage. Air,
Exactly.
I will manage. Okay.
Exactly.
So tree will manage everything. You don't give
True.
anything to the tree. You only
They
take.
just exactly. So
Right?
that's
That's what
great.
it is. Hmm.
Okay. So how did
Okay.
you make everything possible? The opportunities, whatever you got, you made everything possible, sir. So how, how did you make everything possible actually? So wherever you get
I didn't get
opportunities,
it.
you go through, and
Huh.
I mean, you get so many opportunities actually.
Hmm.
So I mean, you make everything possible through the opportunities. You make everything possible. The dreams you make possible. The through hard work, your passion, through your driving force, you make everything possible. So how come you are making everything possible? That even each and every youngsters today have so many dreams in their mind, but still they are lagging somewhere. Actually, they aren't very clear about their dreams, or they aren't very precise about their works, what they do. So how are very focused all the time actually?
See, you need three things in life.
Okay,
Okay. Three things. And you give yourself each. This is a lot of people, youngsters are here, right? Two
exactly.
dozen of you are here. Just now
24,
some Jaipal
24 people are
joined,
here.
right? Yeah, 24 people are here.
Yeah.
I want you to give yourself marks on three things.
Okay.
Okay. One is creativity.
Creativity.
How much
That's great.
of creativity do you bring in your daily life? Okay. Are you being creative? Are you doing something extraordinary? Are you thinking out of the box? Are you letting your mind become creative? Number one.
Creative.
Okay. So, creativity. Second is righteousness.
Okay.
Are you being righteous? Are you following the path of integrity? Are you telling the truth? Are you taking care of your parents? Because that's your responsibility. Are
Exactly.
you being
True.
righteous? Okay.
That's great.
Third thing is courage. Third thing is what?
Courage.
Courage. Courage means sahas. है ना?
Yeah.
Himmat, sahas. Are you being courageous? Are you being bold with your ideas? Are you willing to walk into the unknown path without the fear of failure? And do you have the ability, the courage to absorb failure if it comes? So rate yourself in three things: creativity, righteousness,
Creativity
and courage. Now,
and courageous.
Indian youth, righteousness. They're all good
Mm-hmm.
boys, huh? Good boys, good girls. Right? Agree? Okay,
Yes,
like you. Okay.
they all agree. Yeah,
Some Indian boys, most of them at least, are good with creativity.
exactly.
They're creative. If you give them some opportunity, they'll be creative. Sometimes
They're ready to do.
their
Yeah,
school and their family sometimes doesn't let them be creative, but otherwise they're very creative. Right?
they're very
Inherently, they're
true,
very
true,
creative mind.
true.
I think where we lack is the third thing. What was the third thing? Courage.
Courageous, bold, being
Courage.
bold and courageous.
So our youngsters are lacking in the ability to trust themselves. Believe
Exactly.
me, in life, if you start trying, you'll fail for the first time. You'll fail for the second time.
True.
You'll fail for
True.
5 times. But
True.
6 times, 7 times, 10 times, you'll succeed. But
Exactly.
that success will be what? But the problem is we do not show courage.
We
That
don't
courage
even
has to.
try. Exactly.
So yes,
So
if
we
you
have to
get
be
courage,
ready to take anything upside actually. So that's how we
right?
can be successful in your life. Okay. So you're
So courage is important. So my message is that
okay.
all you youngsters, all of you 2 dozen guys, you should have courage. Courage is what you should
True.
build. Don't be afraid. You are young. What will happen? What is the worst thing which
Nothing
will happen?
happens.
You
Nothing
fail.
happens.
You'll fail.
Exactly.
You'll fail now.
Let
But
them
ऐसा तो
laugh.
नहीं होगा ना, the world will end. The world will be
Exactly.
there. And you will be
True.
young.
True.
In 2 years also you'll be young. In 5 years also you'll be young. In the next
True.
10 years also you'll be young.
True.
So even if you fail for 3 years, you'll be young. You can come back and
True.
do something. But if you don't try, when you turn 70, you will regret that when I was in my
Exactly.
20s, I
Okay.
did not try. What if I
Mm.
tried? What if I tried? I would have become whatever I wanted to become. Maybe a great entrepreneur, a musician, a social worker, a sports star, a scientist. Who knows? So do it.
Obviously. So
That's
it's
what my
all about
message is.
trying.
Okay.
Yeah. So life is all about three things which youngsters has to follow. So one is creativity.
Right.
Then when it comes to courageous, so being bold, being courageous, having a try. So let others laugh. So why don't we try is again a biggest so that's again
Yeah.
a biggest
See,
challenge what we should have.
see, not trying is the
Okay.
easiest way to be unsuccessful. If you don't try something,
Yeah. Don't try.
100% you will fail. Okay. If you try something, maybe 10% failure, maybe 20%
Exactly.
failure, but not 100% failure. Okay.
Fail.
If you
Correct.
don't try, you fail.
You'll fail.
100% fail. My guarantee is if you want to know how to fail, don't try.
Don't try.
You'll fail.
Don't
Okay.
try doing
So
anything.
that's what.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't try
So
whatever, you'll fail in that.
just go on with
Okay.
the flow. You're telling us.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to be a bad musician, never try music. You'll have
Exactly.
100%
You
be a bad musician. Okay.
okay.
So, but if you want to be a successful musician, then you'll have to try. Sometimes you'll be
Exactly.
successful, sometimes not.
True.
But life is all about that. No?
Exactly.
Okay.
So you have took so many initiatives in your career actually. So it might be into science, it might be into technology, it might be into social entrepreneurship. So you have done so many things in your career as well. So we could see so many initiatives what you have took actually. So amongst all of them, what was one challenging initiative which you took actually? So you
Challenge. Oh, there are many challenging things. Everything. See, if you're not doing Sham, you are an entrepreneur. You know that better.
yes sir.
If anything new is challenging,
True.
anything old, easy. If
Exactly.
I do something which 1,000 people have done it, it's easy.
True.
If I do something which 1,000 people will do after me, then it's difficult.
Exactly.
Leading the way. So leading the way is always difficult. And
True.
that's why my point is that we should do things which are challenging and innovative.
Innovative.
For example, recently what happened, we are going through a coronavirus crisis.
Yeah.
The whole world is fighting a war. But
Exactly.
in this war is also an opportunity to do something extraordinary. So we have been doing a lot of work in terms of
Exactly.
relief, in terms of creating positive vibes amongst
Positive.
youngsters. So
Yeah.
recently we've been working to feed migrant workers. So there's so many migrant workers who sometimes are
Workers.
traveling on tempos and
True.
trucks and
True.
sometimes even on cycles and foot, who are going from all
Yes,
the
sir.
way to Pune to UP and Bihar, right?
Yeah.
So
True.
what we try to do is we ensure that they get food, but it's a very challenging task
Exactly.
because how do you serve them
True.
food? They are going somewhere to somewhere, and we do
They
not
are
know. They're
on
just
the
transiting.
roads.
Just a second. I think I lost your
Exactly.
voice. I
No,
need
sir. I could
to.
hear
I
you
don't know what
actually.
happened.
Yeah. It's
Buddy, I think
fine
I've lost
actually.
your voice. Can you just make me
No,
join
sir.
again? I think I've lost your voice. I'll just join again.
It's
Huh?
fine from. Yeah. Yeah. You can find. You can join again. So it's fine from my end, sir. Actually, I'm not very sure what happens there.
Sorry,
Yeah. It's
sorry. There's some technology glitch because if some call comes on my phone,
okay.
goes on my earphone instead
Yeah.
of speakerphone. So what I'm telling you, that
All right. Yeah.
we are still facing such a challenge. These
Exactly.
people come and they've lost their households, right? And there's nobody's fault, right? It's a virus. You can't blame the
Exactly.
government. You can't blame
It's a
anyone.
pandemic.
Nobody's
Yeah,
fault.
obviously.
But we are in a situation of war, and you come across these stories, and difficult decisions have to be made because you don't want to spread coronavirus to villages. So we have to
Exactly.
feed them. and it's a difficult cycle because people are coming with all kinds of problems, with injuries, people have been
True.
sunburned,
True.
and all those things have happened. And we find such challenge, and yet, our volunteers, young boys and girls like you and those who have joined here, they want to go out
They have been
and immediately
working hard.
hold their feet and immediately wash the wound. But then I tell them, don't do
Exactly.
it. You'll get coronavirus. You first let the doctor come, the hazmat suit, and you have to wait. And it's just sad, right? At that point, you don't know what to
True.
do. You want to
True.
do something and you can't do something because that's a larger good. I think anything which you do in life where your kindness tells you to do something immediately, but the
Exactly.
wisdom tells you wait.
Exactly.
That
True.
moment is very difficult. So we found many such moments have been there, and especially these days have been extremely well. It's been emotional learning. It's been
Kind
a lot
of
of
great
mental
learning
learning, but
experience,
more
I
than
think.
that, I think emotional learning. Yes, and I think all
Exactly.
of us are going. I think India holds together only because you have youngsters and young
Youngsters
people at
together.
mind, not just age.
Age. Yeah.
They're
True.
great givers, right? So there are people who are willing to help each other. There are people who are willing to take care of each other, and that's the
Exactly.
reason why a country like India is still holding up
Is
and not
holding up.
collapsing.
Exactly.
So that's what we're doing, and I think a lot of young volunteers all across India are working with us on this. We have been feeding about 2 lakh two lakh people every day.
That's great.
Uh,
That's great, sir.
we give them food, right,
So
all across India, and also ration to a lot of people. Some people still have kitchens, so we give them ration,
true.
which is sort of easier. Otherwise, but many people do not have ration. Many
True.
people do
True.
not have kitchen. Then you have to give them
Exactly.
cooked meal.
To cook their food.
So you have to take care of that. So all
So
kinds of issues are there, Shyam. So tough times. I think when
it's
your kindness and your wisdom go anti-parallel, when your kindness and your wisdom go together, it's good, easy.
yeah.
But when your
True.
kindness and your wisdom go away from each other, you have
It's
to take
again
the
bit
path of wisdom.
tough to handle things. So
It's
it's the
tough.
right time for youngsters to exhibit their ideas. It's time for people
Yeah, absolutely,
to work.
absolutely. A lot of youngsters are doing great work. I think you should do
Yeah.
that. I mean, look at the future. Like, look at the future. In future, you'll
True.
have a lot of drones. You'll have humanoids. You'll have artificial intelligence. You'll
Exactly.
have work from home culture. People are
Yeah.
not going to
True.
go to offices anymore the way they used to
They are
go.
not going to office. They are not
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to office.
Meetings will not happen. See, we are meeting after 4 years
Exactly.
because of the coronavirus crisis makes us meet on Instagram. Otherwise, we would have not probably met, right?
Obviously.
And now we
Obviously.
have a witness.
That's right.
Now
You're
we've
right.
got 2 dozen or more people who are a witness to it. So what I'm trying to tell
Exactly.
you is that every challenge is also an opportunity, and you have to
Opportunity.
look at it,
So
right.
every opportunity becomes learning. So every learning
Yes,
becomes success. So that's great from you to hear from you, sir. Yeah. So one thing we always wanted to hear from you actually. So what was one unexpected thing that happened in your life actually? So one unexpected.
unexpected things.
Yeah.
Well, unexpected
Any.
things. I was doing a job in Boston Consulting Group. I was working with UN. I
All
met
right.
my old friend, and I just thought I'd say hello. And then he said that you work with me, and then my life changed completely. That's the most unexpected thing which happened with me. Right, I
That's
was not
great.
expecting that this will happen, and it happened. And then I thought I'll work with him for a month or 2 months, and I'll go back to job. I was getting very good money,
Okay.
and then yeah, yeah, very good money. I was getting the highest in IIM.
Okay.
I was a
Okay.
gold medalist, so you get good money, right?
True. True.
And
True.
then I never thought I would accept a job which was 1/10 what I was getting.
All right.
Right? Have you ever seen a job loss where you get 10% of what you were getting? So, so that's I never thought
That's
I'll
again
do that, but
unexpected.
we do that. Yeah,
Okay.
but so there are things that salary is not everything, and I want to tell you,
Exactly.
salary is not everything. A lot of people are here,
True.
and you tend to measure things based on how much money they get you, but they're not related. Life is much bigger than money. I'm not saying money is not
E-
important; it's very important.
Exactly.
If
But
anybody
still,
tells you that money is not important, he's misguiding you. Money
exactly.
is important. Money is not important at every moment. So there's money, there's knowledge, there's impact,
So it's
right?
parallelly important. Yeah.
Yeah, all three are equally important. Now, if one
Exactly.
of them becomes zero, you'll be in distress. So
True.
each one
True.
should be
True.
at a minimum level. You should have
Should be
minimum amount
balanced
of
out.
money. Yeah, a threshold money, a threshold knowledge, and a threshold impact should be
Sure.
there. Now you decide what is your liking.
True.
Do you want to go
True.
this side more, or
You
this
have to
side
be
more?
on
And do it.
money, beyond
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
work. Okay.
But don't do things because others are doing it. Don't do things because
True.
Pados ka beta is doing it and that auntie's daughter is doing it. Do it because you want to do it. It's important.
So do
Don't
what you
let
love.
anyone, people will guide you. That's good. Advices are good, but don't let people tell you what to do. Okay? Because only
Exactly.
you know yourself, right? Who knows
True.
what you
True.
are, right? What's inside
True.
you. only secret
Correct.
keeper of yours, the most trusted secret keeper of yours is yourself. The person who's most concerned about your well-being is the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror, the person you see in the
Correct.
mirror. Trust that person, talk to that person, converse with that person.
Person.
So that
True.
self-conversation is very important, right?
Will be helpful. Okay. So, so earning more than earning money, sourcing great people is important in life. That's what you're trying to tell. So,
Yes, I'm not saying that. Let me repeat because young people tend to
right.
sort of get confused. I
Yes.
don't want to tell you that earning money is not important.
Okay.
Okay, I don't want to tell you. Money makes you run your house. You
True.
have
True. True.
responsibility to your
That's
family.
true.
You may have responsibility to your parents, and
True.
those are important. There's
True.
no nirvana running away from responsibilities. But do not make earning money as your sole goal in life.
Exactly.
There
Okay.
could be better goals,
Understood.
and it's not be worth it, right? Everybody is earning money. You're also earning. What is the problem? How will you ever be a winner in this world if you're
True.
just
True.
going to
True.
earn money?
True.
Acquire knowledge, cultivate a habit of learning about every night I read books. Okay, I've got
Mm.
book all around me. The entire
That's
room,
great.
my bedroom is filled with books.
Full of books.
Okay,
That's great.
anything I put, there's a table lamp. No, sometimes I use it here as well. This is a table lamp. Okay,
Oh, that's
I,
great.
I take this table lamp to my bedroom. I always have some books.
Always read
I
books.
read, right?
That's
And
great.
so that knowledge is important. So 4 hours you should spend on knowledge, right? You should in every day. Sunday, you should do that. Even if you
Exactly.
want to watch Netflix, I understand some people don't want to read books, but knowledge is not the same as reading books. You can go to
True.
Netflix. There are
True.
enough good
They
series which you can see,
can watch there.
documentaries which you can see.
Yeah.
You can watch there. You can go to YouTube. Everything is free. So
Exactly.
that is why you should be smarter every day. Think, what did I learn new today? Did I learn anything new? Or I'm just the old self?
True.
That is the problem. Make a diary. Keep a diary. I keep a diary. See, here's my diary. Okay.
That's great. Okay. So you
Dr.
keep
Kalam
on
told me
writing.
keep a diary. Yeah. So I recycle diary. So this is 2019 diary, but I recycle it in 2020.
That's great.
Okay.
Okay.
So why throw it away? I mean,
True. True.
right? Doesn't matter. The dates remain the same. The days may change, but dates remain the same.
Exactly. Same.
So
True.
I write every day. So see, I'll show you. Right? Every day I write something. Every day. What have I read? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You
What new
start
things I
writing all
learned?
that.
No,
That's great. That's great.
everything is written.
You start
Every
noticing.
day, whatever I learn, whatever I read, I write it so
That's
that
great.
when I look back at the diary
That's got kind of
for one
great
month,
habit.
yeah,
Every
make
youngster
that.
should have.
You
Exactly.
should have it,
Exactly.
right? So you should
So
use a diary.
so what is your usual routine in the from the morning, sir? So you have been addressing
Yeah,
yesterday.
usual routine there. I sometimes is difficult because
Okay.
the issue is that these days what happens is
Okay.
uh, that you tend to sort of random things come up and you don't know what to do with them and there are media things which happen these days.
True.
There are other Facebook live happens and
Exactly.
some sort of work life balance has sort of shifted, but I usually at least try to read a bit. As I told you,
That's great.
spend a couple of hours at least or more
Arts
than
in
that on
reading.
reading, see good stuff, and I think that is something which is absolutely essential.
Great.
Those kind of things are needed, right?
That's great.
Right? Shall we
So
close now? Tell me.
yeah, sir. In another couple of minutes,
Last question.
yeah.
Okay. Last question.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So what is the secret behind your motivation actually? So what makes you feel motivated all the time? That's again a biggest question from student friends end actually. So that's what I noted it down.
I think youngsters like you keep me motivated. When young boys and girls like you say great things, and they tell me their great dreams, and and I could coexist in your dreams. I could watch. I think that's what motivates me more than anything else.
That's
I
great.
think
That's great.
it's very, very important to stay with positive
Yes.
people. I'm happy that most of the people on social media or elsewhere these days you meet people only on social media. I'm happy that they always come up with great ideas. I'm happy that they
Exactly.
talk about good things. They talk
Hmm.
about positive things, and I think that keeps me very happy.
Motivated. That's great.
You,
That's great.
that's the beauty of it. When two positive people talk, they both make each other stronger. When two negative
Exactly.
people talk, they both make
Obviously
each other
not
miserable.
strong.
Okay. But if a positive and a negative person talk, then you can't predict what will happen.
Exactly.
Okay. Maybe one will change the other. Okay. So we don't know what happens. But positive, positive, great. Negative, negative, very bad. Never
Very
let
bad.
them be together. Right?
Okay.
So we should be positive and be so positive about things that you are able to make even those who are negative become positive. And how do you become
Exactly.
positive? By an attitude and also by knowledge. If you know good
Knowledge.
things, then you will be positive. If you don't know anything, then you will be dumb. Then you have nothing to say.
Exactly.
So then you become very
True.
easily, the world is going negative, you negative. The world becomes positive slightly, you become positive. You just follow the trend of the world, but you're not a trendsetter.
Exactly.
Trend followers are not
True.
trendsetters. Okay, so become a trendsetter.
True.
Okay,
True. So that's great to hear
okay,
from you,
okay,
sir.
Sam.
And we don't want to take much of your time. So thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. I have asked so many questions to you, and you are very kind in answering all those questions. And it's kind of great opportunity for us. And we have been noticing in Republic TV yesterday, even yesterday evening at 6:30, and that was one great moment actually. You can start following sir, and sir is doing so many things actually. So sir,
Thank you.
you will be always our inspiration all the time, and we wish to meet you very soon. So thank you so much for this opportunity, sir. Kindly take care. So at last, one thing uh, you
Mhm.
wanted to say to youngsters today. At last, only one word you wanted
No,
to say to youngsters today.
let me see if somebody has asked me a question, and I will come to
Yeah,
that.
sir.
See, somebody, nobody,
Yeah.
none of you have asked questions. Never mind. Okay, I was hoping to get some question. Everybody's saying thumbs up. Okay, so thumbs
Yeah.
up to all of you. And I want to tell you this, that
Okay.
in 1 or 2 years, we'll come out of this.
Okay.
This crisis at best will last a few months. At worst, it may go on for a year or so. Okay,
True. Okay.
be prepared for the worst. Let's prepare for the worst. Let's say this will go on for 1 year or more. This will go
All
on till
right.
2021. Remember that these years of your life, these 1.5 years of your life, or if you're lucky, maybe a few months, but if you're not so lucky, maybe maybe 12 months or more, whatever time it takes, this crisis, we don't know.
Okay. Okay.
What we know is that we will come out of it. And what I can tell you is that you have an opportunity to come out of it stronger, better, more knowledgeable, wiser, more patient, more lovable, more kind, more gracious, more someone who has better relations, someone who knows how to value other humans, someone who is more level headed, who's more
Exactly.
humble to all those. Your opportunity is this. Do it. Pursue those dreams which you never did. Write that book which you always wanted. Practice that music which you always desired. Right? Do all that stuff.
That's great.
Don't be swayed in by negativity. Today, media is giving you tickers. So many
Exactly.
infected, so many died. So many
Right.
infected, so many died. As if it's a cricket
Yeah.
score,
True.
as if IPL is going on. Okay. So that's how media is telling you because it catches your attention.
Exactly. True.
Remember,
True.
I'm not saying ignore the disease, I'm saying acknowledge the disease. But remember that you do not combat a problem with negativity. You do not
Negativity.
combat a problem with depression. You
Exactly.
combat it with strength and courage, creativity and righteousness. That's what I told you. Cultivate
Yes.
those things.
True. True. True.
Don't let anybody make your life miserable. Don't let anybody scare you. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh my God, life is coming to an end. It's
You're
not.
not going to. Yeah. True. True.
The human species has gone through much worse. Today, you know this is
True.
a virus. 100 years ago, when something similar happened, we didn't know what a virus was. We didn't know
True.
that viruses भी कुछ होता है.
Many people have
The
been
first
killed
virus was
because
seen in
virus actually. Yeah.
1935, and the
True.
Spanish flu virus came in 1950. Right? So
Exactly.
we
There
didn't
were
know
so
virus
many
exist.
viruses actually. Yeah.
Right.
So
So that's why I'm telling you, don't be swayed by all this. We will find some way out of it. And as a young person, you are anyways protected immunologically. Your immunity is stronger,
true.
which
True.
means that you have to take care of your parents. Your parents have
Exactly.
taken care of you for so long, but now they are aged and their bodies do not have that much immunity as you have, which
True.
means you have to be careful for not your sake alone, but for their sake more than yours.
Parents say as well.
Remember, your mother used to wash hands every time she touched you as an infant. Why? Because she didn't want infection from her hands to
Infection
reach
of
you. Remember that
exactly.
your mother used to drink normal water, but boil water for you. Even if she made Cerelac, she'll boil
Because she
water.
didn't be
Ask your
infected.
mother, she'll tell you. Because she wanted you to be not infected, because you were
True.
weak then. Today, India is not the country, but in America, I am very distressed to see youngsters are saying, we care for ourselves, we don't care for the oldies.
World.
That's the
Yeah.
word they're using. Okay, they're saying,
That's
we're going to
why
drink, we
actually
have
US is
party, party.
getting worse day
Corona
by
does
day.
not destroy us. If the old people are dying, then let them die.
Yeah.
This should not happen in
They
India.
aren't understanding the
We
value
value.
of people.
Yes, so you value your grandparents, your parents, be patient, and be careful, and we will win eventually, but it'll take time.
That's great.
Right? So that's what we
Great.
do.
Thank you.
Take care. All the best to you.
So thank you
And
so much, sir,
we
for
will.
your kind wishes, sir.
Okay.
So
Bye.
we'll go ahead with your wishes all the way. So thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
wonderful time, sir. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
Shyam. Thank you. Bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Bye.